Welcome back to another episode of
Let's look it
Look It
up.
Up.
We're never
Yeah.
good at that. We're never gonna get good at that.
Yeah,
We're
'cause
never we're never gonna get it. It's okay.
Never gonna get it. Never gonna.
in this episode, we're gonna
Okay.
be talking about, well, we got to actually talk about the unmonitored screen time. Seriously, though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very serious. So we're gonna be looking deeper into the video side of the internet, and that's in this fandom world and fans of people on the internet and everything like that in that scope. What's basically mainstream and things that are more niche and hidden underneath parts of the internet, or something that is very open to the world. And specifically, this is where kind of like the drama starts and everything between people and everything encompassing that. But our first main topic is going to be Gacha life or Gacha club, along with consuming non-age appropriate content, specifically across YouTube.
Yeah, this is specific to YouTube and the Gacha community on YouTube.
Yeah, do you want to explain what
It's-
Gacha is actually?
Me?
Cause you know, mainly when you think Gacha, like sometimes people are like, oh, it's those games specifically like made out of Japan where it's like kind of like the you keep roll like the gachapon things. And you
Yeah.
keep trying to roll or something and get a
I
reward
mean,
or something.
originally
But it's
that
not.
was
Yeah.
that was
That
kind
was
of like the
actually
idea,
It was true, yeah.
the
and
life
then it
was
turned
really
into something way
studio.
more.
No, it used to be Gacha World. Oh, y'all don't know about Gacha World. Let me
Okay. You
Okay,
know ball.
continue.
You know ball. How about you explain what
well,
Gacha
basically,
is?
in Gacha World was Gacha Life, and it was literally like you could create your own character, and then like you would basically like a summoner, and you could like pull for the different characters like an actual gacha, and that's how
Mhm.
that started because it was originally a gacha game. Like it was originally a gacha, and you
Like
could
basically like a blind box, and
yeah,
you
and you could pull
every
for
time
the
you open a new pack or pawn or whatever, a new character you could play as got like
yeah,
given to you.
yeah, and then you could put them on your team, and then basically it was a whole story. I never played through Gacha World, but I played it before, and it's like really like that's where it started. And then then it
Yeah.
became like Gacha Studio, Gacha Life, and then it turned into more of a character creation thing rather than an actual game. We got like a Gacha game, and yeah,
Yeah. So from the collecting, like, art not really a RPG, but like a team game, whatever, it evolved
like a
over the
team
course of
strategy or
yeah, like a strategy game. And it evolved over different iterations and app versions to basically just like a character creator game. You can like customize like different characters, OCs, whatever. Um and people use the gotcha apps, whether it be club or life. Or what's the even newer one that we don't use?
Gacha Life too.
Gotcha
Yo,
Life 2. Yeah. It's all kind
Oh
of the same
wow.
concept. It's just different like iterations, newer like clothes,
I know
accessories
that.
versus exactly. People like use these apps to make characters original or not, and they use them to make like videos and like storylines, short stories. Basically it's their own short story with these characters, and they can make, whether it be like a 5-minute video that they upload to YouTube with all these like editing and whatever, or like an hour and a half, because some of these videos are like almost 2 hours long, I swear to God, and they're really good too. But
Yeah. If they have good editing, they're pretty good.
But there's also a type of nicheness to the gacha community where some people will take it seriously, like this is the lore of each character, this is like the plot of my story, where it's going, and other people will genuinely just have fun with it. Like, for example, I'm going to bring up a term I brought up in the fan fiction episode. They'll just make like a crack video. Again, it's not real crack, but it's like for fun, for whatever. There's like, it's not that serious. Like it's I'm having fun with it, and so it's all just for like a laugh. Which are really fun to see those too. 'cause they'll take, like, whether OCs, which is original characters, or, like, actual real life people and make, like, satire videos. Like, it's for a bit and it's funny, like, it's hilarious.
But I think, like, the main part when it comes to this type of stuff, especially, like, yes, we enjoy the content being put out into YouTube, and there are many people that do as well because there are so many different, like, variations of Gacha Club. There's the mini movies of the original plot lines, or you have the reaction videos of a specific, like, fandom, whether it be a show, a movie, TV, you name it, a character, whatever, there's those type of things. But then you also have the, like, singing battles with the characters, or you have, like,
The music
the music
video.
videos that people just take samples of a real person's song and just make a video but in gacha form or something like that kind of is very popular on YouTube, but I feel like the part where it really becomes the unmonitored part is when you dive a little too deep and it becomes a little bit almost, especially for the gacha life mini movie fandoms, is that at some point content is always going to get repeated, like in literature, like Miss Blanton taught us that literature is always going to be reused and replotted and just
Certain
re-spoken,
concepts are gonna
circulated. Yeah, they're
keep
gonna
popping up.
keep popping up. And for that, especially back when COVID was here and, like, the years following was very prominent and you kept seeing the same things, just different fonts. And it was, again, not to say that it wasn't bad because it was still enjoyable to watch, but at some point you want something different. And I feel like as these people who still created that content on Gacha, like, matured and grew up, they saw a better opportunity to change their focus or draw in more people across their channel on YouTube, and that was by adding in actual, like, issues that are generally, like, bad in real life to their videos, and I'm talking, like, gangster things like abuse, incest, like, it's insane, and it becomes to a point where it's like, we shouldn't be this type of things, but at what extent is it allowed versus, like, because there's nothing you can really do about it, to be honest. People can post whatever they want on YouTube, is basically what I'm trying to say.
I don't really know what else there is to say about the gacha community. I think just the fact that people quit all the time.
That
And
too,
people
because it
can
becomes
lose
so repetitive.
motivation. People can lose motivation so easily in the gacha community, and so
Because it takes forever to
it does
make,
take a long time to produce these projects, and
even if it's,
so
like, just a 10-minute video. People lose motivation on YouTube during gacha because it just takes so long for the process to even
The
video.
process is so long.
It's
And
so taxing.
when I was doing it, I would release a video probably like 3 times a month. And I was tired. I was so
burnout is real
tired.
in the gacha
Takes so
community.
long.
I think that's why people quit all the time, because I'll see
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
good accounts that have really good content, but they only have like 3 videos uploaded, and they're just like
And the time
going
span is,
Hage
like,
3 months or 4
Especially
months in
if you want
between.
to make the
broken.
characters, like, really articulate and, like, you wanna have them,
Yeah.
like instead of just, like, doing
All
one
that
action per
animation.
screenshot, you actually wanna have them in,
Yeah.
like, actually move rather than, like and not really like the animation, but like just multiple screenshots of them like taking steps and stuff like that. Like even like because there's filler scenes where it's just like something that would be so easy like in a regular film, such as like recording somebody like walking.
Walking because you can just
That would
pan
take
the
like 20
camera,
screenshots.
genuinely.
Yeah.
And I think that is one of like the main reasons why people quit. And also because like I know one of the things for me is I think I had a lot of trouble because I wasn't doing a lot of the more cliche stuff.
Mm.
Like when I was doing my more creative stuff, like I think I did one time, like I obviously stuck to certain like niches and cliches such as like the daughter of this or the son of that. Like I did like the daughter of the boogeyman or something.
That's
But
really niche, though.
but like it didn't get popular because it wasn't like they
Mainstream.
weren't doing the daughter of stuff at the time. They were just doing like my boyfriend is a mafia leader. And I mean they're still doing it, but like
Yeah.
or like they were doing like
Like
they were doing
all
some crazy stuff.
like
Like
Alpha and Ada or
yeah, they
whatever.
were doing a lot of
Or like
alpha
Girl at an
omega stuff like
all boys
that.
school or something. Like tropes
Yeah.
like that, which are
And
still
I
really
would
popular, but
yeah. And I think because I would branch out into like the whole monster thing, because a lot of people were just doing like werewolves and like part animal stuff. Me personally, I was like, well, what if a spider? Well, what about a bird?
spider?
What about a butterfly? Like, why are we stuck to the wolf ears and the cat? Like, I wanted to branch out. I think that was the main reason why I never got as much traction as I would have if I had done more of the more tame stuff. Like, of course, I did like singing battles, and like on a separate account from my original, I had made like a I made a Melanie Martinez versus Billie Eilish singing battle, and that's where the views came in because I think that video got like 100K views, and I was gagged because I was like, so all I needed to do was do the trends, but I didn't want to do the trends, so I just quit on
You
that
wanted to
one.
be different. You're like, well, I don't want to be.
I was like, I don't want to do this
everybody
because it's just boring.
I
Lee
wanted
said,
to
I'm
walk
not like every
in
other girl.
and
I
it
know, but
didn't
like
work.
actually, because it was boring to me. I was like, okay, so y'all just want to do my boyfriend's a werewolf? Okay, well,
Boring.
my boyfriend is a caterpillar.
And guess what? He transforms at the end.
Into a butterfly, you'll
Into a
never
butterfly.
believe.
No, because
Like that's
for Gacha,
literally
because
that was literally
I was the type of person, like, I watched the mini movies starting like COVID years, but then I kind of got out of it because I was like, they're so repetitive, and I'm not like as influenced into these. But like as I started reading more fan fiction or like delving myself into different shows or TV or like movies and stuff, I would just go to the reaction like side of Gacha Life. And so like when Stranger Things came out, like not like really early Stranger Things. I'm talking like season 3,
I think
like
that's when they
season
kind of
3, like end of
started.
season 2. Stranger Things came out. I was like, get me on that. When Sadie Sink became popular, I was like, get me on that. And so I made a reaction video and I published it on my account, which it got like 6,000, maybe like 10,000 views. It wasn't that popular, but it was only like an 8 or like 12-minute video, and I kept saying, "Oh yeah, I'll do the other parts. I'll do the other parts." I
Never did it.
I had the TikTok saved for the next person I was gonna do, but that was like
She never did
so
it.
long. So I'm like, no, we're not. And so I deleted it off
I
my main
tried to do
channel and
that, but
re-uploaded it on a different account. I was like,
I'm
so it's still out there.
actually so upset because I live for the reaction content. As I previously mentioned, I think in the other episode, I love any and all type of reaction content like media. So when this is funny, I'm even talking about this today because we were literally this morning having a whole conversation about Encanto. I made an
yeah.
Encanto reaction fit, a Gacha Life
in my mind, I feel like I've
video.
watched your videos. I feel like I have.
But it's lost media. You don't understand. I'm so pissed because I was like, oh, and it did pretty decent because the movie was so popular. Everybody in the in the fandom was like, oh, I'm gonna go search these reaction videos, obviously. So it got pretty popular. I don't remember how many views specifically or like likes, but I got a lot of comments pretty much, and they were like, "This is so good." Da, da, da. And it wasn't like I was gonna do a part 2 because I'm the type of person where it's like I don't want to do parts. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it all in one. So it was all just
Right.
like one. I think it was like close to like 12 minutes. It was like kind of longer.
Wait, is it
'Cause I
still on
remember-
YouTube?
No, I deleted it because I was like, I'm in high school now. I need to rebrand, and I deleted it off my main channel. And
I did that too.
and I was like, this is probably for the better. And I think
Now you're
personally for
beating
me,
yourself
it's
up
like,
over it.
yeah, but I'm beating myself up over it because I deleted it fully, and I think CapCut like lost it because I like switched account. I have so many CapCut accounts that it deleted off of CapCut too, which is the editing platform I use. So I lost it completely, and I can never find it, and I'm gonna be so upset. But if I go in a Gacha club, I have all the characters like still saved, so I know I'm not hallucinating. Like I did that. But I was so like just reminiscing and talking about it now. I was like, wow, I really did that, and I really was peak. And then I just like decided I needed a rebrand.
That's how I feel too, because I would have looked back at my old stuff too.
Yeah,
I have some
I'm
crazy
so
stuff
stupid.
there.
I should
I
have
would
just put it
put
as
it, but
unlisted instead of just like deleted it completely. And I
right?
didn't do that, and I didn't
And
do
I
that. I
had
was
so
like,
many
I'm
videos. Like
never
I
gonna go
had
back.
like 2 years worth of videos,
I'm saying.
and they're
And
all
then like
gone.
even before like Gacha Club came out, I was still on Gacha Live, and this is before I had CapCut, so I was editing on iMovie. I was I made like an original mini movie like series, and it was like the secret prince goes to like a high school or whatever, and so it was like he was royal or something, and he had to hide his like royal mark with a
Why did you
band-aid, and
do this?
it was an iMovie, and I never finished it, so it never got published.
I
But I
never
was
used
still
iMovie.
I was pretty like through the whole process, like almost done with it, and I was like
Oh.
never finished it. But I think I still have
Re-download
the characters.
iMovie.
I tried and it's like gone forever. I don't know where it went, but the
No.
idea, and I think I remember the OC character designs too. So if I really want to, I might
Bring
get
it
back
back.
into that. I might have to.
I used
might have to.
KineMaster. I never
Oh, you?
used
Okay.
I used KineMaster and I used CapCut. Like it was a hard switch too. Like I went
Yeah.
straight to CapCut because I think KineMaster just got too like CapCut 2 now. They get like really paid to like do
CapCut,
anything.
like
They
if
want to
you
be Adobe Photoshop too
yes,
bad.
if you use CapCut like 2 years ago, it's the
After
easiest
Effects.
platform to use. But now you have to like pay for all the good stuff, and like not to say you still can't use the free version because you can, and
I
I
think the
do.
free version will work for
But
more like I feel like if you're doing gacha, CapCut might be fine.
it
But like
is.
if you're doing something more like maybe like a animation meme or something, like
Yeah,
with
that's you
gacha,
need
or if you're
Adobe
doing
for
something
that.
more advanced with gacha, or if you're just doing something more advanced in general, CapCut's not gonna be as great as you think it will be in your head.
Yeah, and I
And you'll
think
have
just
to lower
for
your expectations a bit.
100%, and I think just for anybody listening, context to this is even though you have the designs and everything in the Gacha apps, in order to make the videos, you have to take screenshots in the studio of the app. And so the videos that you see are all literally just a bunch of screenshots put together and like edited like to whatever extent it is. So you have to like take the screenshots and the files from the app and then like put them into editing software. So that's why we're talking about the editing, different editing softwares if you didn't know that. But yeah, that's why we said it's a very lengthy process, and if you're like a person who's very much like pays attention to details and wants everything to be perfect, no wonder why so many people quit, because the burnout is insane. But yeah,
I feel like the gacha, because the gacha, like, you have the mini movies, but like you have like people creating like mini movies through like Roblox and Minecraft as well. I feel
yeah,
like that's
100%.
where a big part of like the YouTube, like especially when we were primarily on YouTube, it was a big like thing to be like the Minecraft like let's play, or like the Roblox let's play, or whatever game you want to have a let's.
I remember like I was watching Dennis Daily like it was nobody's business.
Oh yeah, definitely.
See,
I feel
the
like
only
no, you can go.
only Roblox YouTuber I ever watched was Flamingo.
I love Flamingo.
I
But see,
love
he's
Flamingo.
genuine though.
I like Flamingo, and I liked.
When
I
they were
think
playing
that's
like
it.
Brookhaven or whatever.
Yeah.
The
But yeah,
Brookhaven mini movies are crazy. So genuinely, they still hit just like Gacha Life ones. Totally, yeah.
Yeah.
Are the
But
I think
different.
if anything, this just shows that the people yearn for self like expression. That's the word
Yeah.
I'm looking for.
Yeah,
And they want to just like they have so
they
many
just wanna make
ideas.
things.
The people want to be creative.
Yeah, let the people be.
And
Yeah.
however that translates into like fan fiction or like mini movies,
Yeah.
you know.
And stop looking up cliches. Just look for
Be
like think about
niche.
look for creative. Look for creative stuff. Like don't just search up boy in all girls school. Look
Boring.
up
Make it
just
gay.
look up Gacha
No,
Life
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yuri's better.
boy in all boys. Like literally just look up Gacha Life mini movie. Don't just look up a specific niche that you want, because I feel like that limits other people in your own creativity. Because I
Totally.
feel like I will find a lot of good stuff, but it's never like
You gotta scroll.
you gotta scroll to, like, you can't just look for the first one, because if you look for the first one, it's not gonna hit. The first one never hits. The first one never hits unless it's your algorithm and you've already mastered it to where like
And
you
placed
can
all the right bricks in the
like
algorithm.
I know what I like, so
Like, I
all
know
of
that.
my results will come up with the first. But
If you're new
if
to this,
you're new to this, you have to look. You have to
It's
search,
yeah.
because I will spend an hour on YouTube scrolling through search results just to find a
Genuinely.
good video, just for anything, not just for like, because I don't really watch guys' life stuff like that anymore. But if I do, or whenever I'm watching something else, I'm gonna scroll for a good 20 minutes just to find something that's
That's like
worth
the
my
thing,
time.
because like when I be scrolling on YouTube, specifically the mobile app, it's just kind of like you have your algorithm, it's infinite and stuff. But when I come across a video, I'm slightly kind of intrigued by the title. I'll watch it from the main, like, page, like, I won't click on it. Also, that's part because, like, I know as soon as I click on that damn video, an ad is gonna pop up. I'm like, "I'm not watching ads." So, I watch it from, like, the mainstream, and I just have, like, the captions turned off and, like, it's unmuted so I see them, but they're still in the home screen. And if I, like, generally get interested, I'll click on it. But, like, I'll just keep scrolling and be like, "Oh, I'll come back to it maybe," because it also shows up in your, like, watch history because it plays on
You're
that.
better than me. I just save it to later, and when I
Yeah.
feel like picking it up again, I'll put it out of my save to watch later. But yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of the same thing for like TikTok and like, oh my god, Musically.
Musically and Vine, bro.
I used to be on Musically. I never got Vine because I didn't have a work like, I
well, I
didn't have an
never
app
had
store to
Vine,
get
and I
Vine
only
on,
know about
but
the
I
really
knew about
important
Vine
Vines
because
from.
I mean, like, we were all alive when Vine was out.
Yeah, I mean, we were all alive, but like,
And we all knew about Vine when Vine was still up and running.
Right, I
too.
think we were just too young to like have a phone, so we never
That's
really
Yeah,
where
like,
they
I didn't have a
into
phone
it.
when Vine was still working, so I
compilations.
was never actually on Vine, but you watch those compilations on YouTube.
Yeah, I think genuinely that's the reason I got into YouTube, because I was finding all the Vine compilations on
Yes.
YouTube, and that's how I started YouTube, which is great. Look at that, boom.
The
But
Vine compilation.
yeah, I would be surprised. I mean, obviously the younger kids aren't really gonna know the Vines, but like I'd be surprised if anybody like our age or older like
First of
doesn't know
all,
what
we're
Vine
getting this shit.
is.
I got sure don't tell me I was getting this
Get in the
shirt.
shirt.
Like, oh my god, bring it back. I need more.
They're all of
We got
Gwen's
this fake
Vines.
Vine and we're all living
Right.
in the Matrix.
Yeah. Specifically, like, because, like, obviously, like, now when you're talking about, like, the media and how, like, yeah, you're right, how we did, like, transfer from Vine because of the Vine compilations onto YouTube and, like, that, like, kind of again, it builds your algorithm. But, like, specifically the compilations of, like, Eliza Koshy, Quenlin Blackwell, Lorray, you have, what was his name? Thomas Sanders.
Thomas Sanders crazy Pole.
Thomas Sanders, insane poll.
Crazy. I forgot about him.
Yeah. I forget who else I watched video compilations of. I think there was, like, another guy.
There was
I'm in me mom's car.
Vroom,
Vroom, vroom.
vroom.
Get out
There
me
was that
car.
one guy. He's not really. I mean, he's a guy now, but because he was young on Vine, but he was like the. This sounds so wrong, but this is the only way I can describe it. He's like shorter, like chubby white kid, the blonde kid,
hair.
and
Yes.
yeah, and he always put on the wigs and was doing the like the skits.
Yeah, the skits.
Yeah,
Like,
and
when your mom.
yeah, or something like that, and it was great. It was great.
So I think I found out about like Alley Cat and Gabby Hanna and like yeah, I found out about Gabby Hanna through Vine. I don't even know any of her YouTube stuff. I literally just watched her Vines, and I was like, she makes music, and then I listened to her music. Some of it isn't that bad. She has a song called Butterflies, and it's actually really good. I'm telling you guys right now, I don't like her as a person. I hate her. I hate the rights for music, but
Definitely.
she has one song that's really good, and I used to bump that every single day because it is actually really good. I promise you. Like, I'm telling you, like, I'm not crazy.
That was like me when I first listened to Happy by Dixie D'Amelio. I was like, oh wait, it's actually not that bad. Why are people hating on it? And then I realized I'm a liar.
I forgot she even made any music.
At least Addison is like okay, good at like she's good
anything with the D'Amelios I don't associate with.
I never kept up with them ever.
I never.
Because I wasn't on TikTok at that time because I was one of those people that were like, I hate TikTok, it's fake Vine. Like, I was like, I'm not messing with TikTok. I would just watch the videos of people mocking TikTok. And then everybody went on TikTok and I was like, yeah.
Right, so look at you now.
It was like Vine and then Musically turned into TikTok Vine. And then TikTok kind of got inspiration from Vine and then it died.
You know what? I remember when the transfer happened too.
I do too, because I remember we were like, Musically was that girl. Like the videos were only like 8 seconds, 8 or like 12 seconds.
That's how they were. You know that type of thing. I never had an account or anything,
transitions, but yeah. And they would just do the really good transitions.
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely I don't know if you know who I know we know who she is, but when we're going back to, like, people who we know off of Vine that transferred over to the YouTube scene and became really popular because of their
Yeah.
content, like,
They saw an
specifically, they
opportunity
saw an
and they took
opportunity and
it.
they took it, and I'm talking about, like, more
Liza
specifically
Koshy.
Liza Koshy,
Yeah.
Quenlin Blackwell, and Larae. If you don't know those names,
Oh,
look them
also
up.
Issa. Y'all know
Issa,
Issa,
Issa?
yes.
Twames.
Flames. I
Ravon,
Yeah,
love
he
Twin.
mainly
I
does
started with Flames, and then I went into Larae, and then now I'm with Quinn.
all of
But I
them.
still watch
yeah,
all three of
Twames
them.
really does Twitch nowadays though. But
Yeah,
he
I
was
watch his
really
vlog.
great.
Basically, like,
That's
between the
like
people that transferred over from, like, the smaller, more media apps and transferred over to YouTube and got popularity, those names, like,
the Mount Rushmore
the Mount
of
Rushmore of Vine community that made it, like, generally made it, period. Because the way that they're in the entertainment community, they have deals, they have modeling gigs, they're funny too, they're genuine people and they are funny. They have the outreach, they have the humanity, and they have everything around them to support them in what they believe in as well. Like, they are like, the acting, the singing, like, everything, they have that. And generally, like, those are the good people. Like, you made it when even your past speaks for you. And I know, like, for Vine, like, it's kind of silly because the point of Vine was to be funny. The point of TikTok was to share your own creativity. Like, now it's more so, like, really, like, it can
anything at this
touch and
point.
go with TikTok, but the point of Vine was to be funny and create skits,
It
and that
was
was like the bar
specifically for like skit videos, which
or,
is
like, dance
why not really. Musically was more dancing and Vine
usually
was
with
more like
dancing.
skit, and then TikTok kind of brought the two together and therefore it
Yeah,
killed off the other two
yeah.
when they both kind of like combined into one.
Mhm.
But that's why Smosh is so popular now.
Yeah,
Like they started on Vine and then they like grew rapidly into this like production company and this comedy, area on YouTube. And so they're still chugging along right now and they kind of expanded into the YouTube space, I know. But they don't really do their like original like skits anymore that they used to
yeah.
do. But when they were really popular on YouTube, I mean, what do you mean? They still are popular on YouTube. But when it was like really like
First
peak
starting out.
YouTube, they were still doing like skit content, like think Saturday Night Live, but like kind of more family friendly and
Not always, but
not always, but they eventually kind of got closer to that and then they kind of brought it back to more authentically themselves.
yeah.
But now they do like board game videos, gaming videos, just a wide variety, as I'll say
Yeah.
that, of everything. But yeah, they're more so like on YouTube still, but the other three are kind of everywhere else, I'll say.
Yeah.
Cause Quen literally
She
a
was,
few months ago, she was literally like a Victoria's Secret angel, like walking, like
very
modeling,
serious.
and she was at the Grammys on stage dancing with Billie Eilish or Charlie XCX or whatever, and or whatever award show she was dancing a guest to. And Liza, she started making like skit content, and then progressively, kind of after she reached
She
like a
did
bump in the
vlogs
road.
too.
She did vlog. She was a vlogger, and she did skit comedy or sketch comedy. But after the whole drama with
With her
like
and her
David
boyfriend.
Dobrik, who was
Yeah.
her boyfriend at the time, who we don't really like, but he was still part of another side of YouTube too. She kind of like left the face of YouTube and has
Yeah.
really worked on her career. So you'll see her, she does a lot of voice acting. I know she was recently in a
Transformers.
Transformers movie. I know she was recently in like an animated movie. I think it was like the one with the ducks or whatever, but
Yeah, she did, like, a voice line or 2. She also
yeah,
voiced a line in, like, the K-pop Demon Hunter movie.
yeah, she was like a reporter in the K-pop Demon Hunter movie. So like she does a lot. She's more into like the film industry now. So you'll see her on a red carpet, on events, things like that. But like I said, people who made it and are
For a reason.
continuing, yeah, and they're continuing to make a name for themselves in either the same areas or different areas of
Yeah.
like the media, whether it's on YouTube or like the film industry.
Mhm. And part of it's, like, when we say, like, I know this is, like, the broad spectrum of YouTube, but I feel like the unmonitored part really comes into play when especially, like, broadly, like, across any part of YouTube or anything, is that because it's so open and free and you have the creativity to make anything, that's the part where it becomes kind of dangerous and it can go down more than one pathway. And I feel like for some of these people, like we have a list on our script here and everything, definitely kind of like succumb to that. But also like they're in a way like they both did yes and no, like, at the same time, like, almost as if they're right in the middle between, like, they're kind of problematic, but they're not problematic, and
Some
I
more
don't.
problematic than others,
Yeah,
let's be real.
but I feel like especially for young people, because YouTube they have the YouTube Kids, but, like, how many of those kids are actually using YouTube Kids?
And that wasn't really up until recently that they really started
None of
pushing
them.
YouTube Kids.
Yeah,
They don't at all. I
like
don't think they do at all.
yeah, like, the
And
kids
I
don't
feel
use
like that's
YouTube
the issue.
Kids.
That was my main issue when, like, they started doing all the harsh, like, age restriction stuff on YouTube, was like, we have YouTube Kids for a reason, and
Yeah,
also, like, they don't have an accurate enough system to, like, actually get rid of the things that are bad, so even, like, on
Mature
YouTube Kids,
content or whatever.
like, if we look back on stuff like, I don't know if you guys noticed, but, like, Elsa Gate and, like okay, so basically it's like this whole thing on YouTube where, like, I think it was, like, back when, like, Frozen and stuff was really no, because when Frozen was popular, Frozen was, like, 2013.
Frozen 2
When
probably.
Frozen 2 was really popular, like, and YouTube Kids was up, like, there was a lot of animations on there, like 3D animations, and they used to make, like, inappropriate-ish kinda stuff, like, it was really quiet fetish content, basically. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
really
okay.
quiet, subtle fetish content, and I think that YouTube should have already had, like, gotten rid of it, but they didn't because they didn't know it at the time, it was obvious to, like, somebody who's trained but I think it's because YouTube has probably been using, like, robots to regulate their stuff for a while now. I
Yeah,
feel like that's one of my main issues with, like, the whole thing is, like, they're putting restrictions on stuff, but they're not accurately enforcing these restrictions.
yeah,
Like, if you're gonna go do this, like, at least go all in or nothing.
yeah. I feel like, yeah, especially, like, the stuff that's subtly or even not subtly, like, even within Gacha Life or those videos or whatever, there definitely is things that should not be out there, and I feel like this comes into play when you're speaking about, like, some of these names. Like, I don't know if I should mention them now because, they might be more related to the next episode that we're
I
gonna
mean,
do.
we can mention some of the more, like, specifically to YouTube, like, ones that don't pertain to the beauty community, because that's
We have, like, 6
mostly, like,
minutes.
Okay.
Dramageddon is the beauty community ones, but if you go, like, toward, like, normal, like, kind of
Like,
what else we have
okay,
listed?
so then I'll throw out, Jenna Marbles then.
Or Gabby Hanna, yeah.
Gabby Hanna. Jenna Marbles and Gabby Hanna, and a little bit of Joey Graceffa. Not that he's inherently like his content himself that he like made at the time was bad. It's just that he got involved with other people who had content like that, and he was kind of just there
Stuck in
and
the
stuck
middle.
in the middle of it and got sidelined because he didn't know how to respond to what was happening.
Well, because he had the whole thing with Escape the Night and then season 2, and Gabby
Yeah.
Hanna was a guest, like, character. No, she wasn't a guest. She was one of the main characters, as because the whole cast is basically a main character
Mhm.
because it's a whole, like, murder mystery thing, and Gabby Hanna was already, like,
Where
a
can we even watch?
controversial person, and Rosanna Pansino, is another big name on YouTube in the baking community, and she's great.
Yes.
I used
Totally.
to watch her content. She did a whole, like, follow recipes with me, like, bake a cake, collabing with other people to make a cake that, like, represents them or their content, whatever. And also, like, a very family-friendly person. Like, her content, I would say, is, like, basically pretty good general content you could like, anybody could watch it. And so her and Gabby kinda got in a tiff, and apparently, supposedly from, like, the leaks from, like, the Escape the Night production, like, Gabby was, like, just a total, and, like, stuck-up person and, like, to Rosanna, and Rosanna talked to, Joey, was
The
the, like,
producer
the main producer who
came
made
out.
the show, literally, and, like, invited them all on, and she went to him and was like, "Hey, Gabby's, like, doing
Crazy.
this, being weird, saying all these things, acting this way." And from what I heard, like, Joey didn't really defend Rosanna in a way where everybody was happy, or at least fix the problem in a way
The
where everybody was happy and it was like a happy medium.
Yeah.
And so that kind of had that whole weird tension. I mean, it's over now. This has like been over for a
This
few
is
years.
like 2016.
Yeah,
Like,
and this is already
in
like
10 years.
this was already past or after some of Gabby's, she's been like canceled before this
Yeah.
already happened, but this was kind of like her final
Farewell. Did Gabby
moments
leave the
alive.
show, or did they, like, kill her off?
No,
Or,
they
like,
killed her off, but it wasn't until later in the series that they really killed her off. But they killed her off for that reason mainly. But I think it took them a while to actually do something about it. That's kind of like one of the main reasons. But yeah, so Gabby's just kind of already I feel like not necessarily weird, but also weird person. Therefore, problematic, and that weirdness shows through their content, and then people can pick it up and turn it into something it either is or isn't. But for Gabby's case, it was, and she just said some weird stuff, kind of put her opinions on blast. And again, like you said, with the joys of YouTube, it's a fine line between like posting freely and expressing yourself freely versus like saying things that definitely that gives you big backlash.
Yeah.
And Gabby just didn't understand that. And so the amount of apology videos she had to make is crazy. She just said some wild stuff. And suffice to say, she's been canceled multiple times and is in the basement, hidden
Just
away
like
in YouTube somewhere.
like, JoJo Siwa and was it Colleen Ballinger?
Yeah, the toxic gossip train. I totally forgot about that. Oh my god, I forgot about her. Miranda sings. Oh my god, I'm not even gonna talk about that. But yeah, versus like where Jenna Marbles, where she's more of like she's
more genuine. You can
canceled, but like not really, because like the reason why she left YouTube, and Gabby I think has left YouTube too. I don't think she posts anymore. And neither does Jenna. But Jenna isn't a weird person like Gabby is. She's not like inherently weird and doesn't really show through her content. It like it does with Gabby. Jenna's I don't think she was really on Vine, and if she wasn't that popular.
Well, let me look it up.
But but I think mostly Jenna Marbles was present on YouTube, and she had a big YouTube following, and as I've mentioned, like
Yeah, she was on Vine.
she was on Vine, but I don't think she was as popular as like the other names that we've. I mean, I know she was popular, but I meant like in terms of like a margin of like who's been succeeding from that point in time to now. I don't know. Anyways, Jenna, it hasn't been canceled a lot like Gabby has. She has this kind of freedom in her content where she does whatever she wants, and the people who watch her just watch. And like, for example, like one of her videos was literally just like
she painted herself green.
Yeah, painting herself
and
green.
made herself into like pictures on the internet, basically.
Exactly. Like silly, stupid, fun things like that. That she was like, I want to do this, so I'm going to do that, and I'm going to make a video about it. And if you want to watch me, you can watch me, but I'm going to do what I want to do. And it wasn't like stuck up things like that sentence sounds. It's more of, it's stupid funny and I want to do it, so therefore I'm going to do it. And she I think for like one of the videos she tried to do to like, what was it, like an impression or something, but it was like she essentially did like blackface. And obviously that's totally wrong. She shouldn't do that.
Forget what she was trying.
She was something with Nicki Minaj. She was like, dressing. It was like dressing up as Nicki Minaj for something, and like because of that, she did blackface, which she shouldn't do. Nobody should do that. And then like per her character, after like people told her, hey, that was wrong, you shouldn't have done that, she obviously apologized, took the video down, took it down, and she really internalized that and took that personally, that to a point where she's like, after a point of reflection, she's like, yeah, you're right, and then like kind of left YouTube forever and like isn't coming back. So that type of like, I feel like more heartfelt departure from YouTube versus a forced departure from YouTube
Yeah.
from the backlash, like Gabby Hanna faced, kind of shows the difference between the two reactions to backlash you can get for posting whatever you want. It's more of a forced because you don't understand the gravity of what you did versus a reflection and kind of accepting that, like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that, and you know what, I'm gonna just let it go and like never come back, which is fine. That's her decision, but you know,
I rest
and
my
that can kind of I rest my case on that. Those examples of the ways people can respond to the being canceled, you know, because that is a big part of YouTube, um, and TikTok and all these medias like any media platform, whether it's Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, anything, people will be canceled, and you know
Especially
damn
like
well.
10 years ago when things weren't being as overseen as they are now, especially, like, granted, now they are kind of dealt with, like, you have a little bit more security, but now because of AI and everything, it's, like, really hard to really differentiate between, like, what is 100% still there versus what's fabricated kind of thing, and so, I feel like for that being, what, 10 or 11 years ago, like, it makes
People were living for the drama because
100%.
there wasn't really cold like cold hard like case where they could get involved as a viewer in the drama, and so when people are taking back and forth shots, like whether it be like from like the for lack of a better word, the celebrity or you know the TikTok, YouTube star who posted the content, and the viewers and the two parties back and forth, or even if it's between another like star and like star, like if it's you know big name drama like between two other people, and then the viewers also like having an opinion on it, it's gonna get swept up, and people are gonna want to get involved because they're like seeing people making opinion piece videos about and responding to the drama, which adds more fuel to the flame already than there already is. And that's part of also another big portion of YouTube. There's a lot of like opinion piece YouTube. Like what are those called? Because I know Lee, you watch a lot of those like
Video essays?
yes, video essays. And I recently watched a few on our next topic too, just to remind myself and relive the times. But people just and even channels now like Spill Sesh is literally a YouTube is like a journalistic YouTube page specifically for drama and like internet feuds. That's all of it is. So it just you can kind of put it in perspective how one person can be on YouTube for their creative expression, the viewer can have opinions on it, and then other people can then make content off of whatever happens. So yeah.
I
What?
just looked up, because I was going through the names on our list again, I looked up how did Trisha Paytas get famous? I dropped
Trisha and Trisha's like a good example of like coming back after being canceled. Because
totally.
that girl has been canceled, I feel like so many
So many I
times.
feel like she has well, I'm gonna read this is, like, the Google AI overview. It's like, before YouTube, she was on, like, The Price is Right and Dr. Phil and was an extra in Eminem's music video, and
She's
she was in TLC My Strange Addiction in 2010 for a tanning addiction.
that makes sense. Trisha was like genuinely the character built off of side quests. And look how far that's got her now. Like she's great. Like I mean, well she's not I don't know her personally. I'm talking to her like I know her personally. I don't know her personally. But I think she just has a good story while like coming back from being canceled. Unlike the beauty community. Because people they don't really come back after you're canceled. In the beauty community at least. It's like one and done.
I feel like because she's so trollable, so memeable. I feel like also that's how like people become famous, especially from Vine over to YouTube, is because the Vine that they made was
Because
so iconic, it became a meme, spoken word, or like screenshotted and replaced the text on that. Like when they saw their face on YouTube, they're like, "Oh my gosh, it's this person."
Because I know so many like YouTubers who I use like their memes in my daily vocabulary as quotes.
Yeah.
I think Trisha and Brittany Broski are two
Yes.
examples of people who can like like launch their careers with
Nothing or not.
okay, Trisha has more of a foundation from being on those types
Brittany
of
legitimately
early
was started
but
with a meme.
Brittany Broski, she's the kombucha girl. That's her meme. She's the kombucha girl. I don't know if you know this, but I can't really explain it. Just look up kombucha girl meme, and that's her. Okay.
And then like the TikTok. It was
But
started on TikTok too.
she's a great example of
Modern day
modern day
content creator
stardom.
making it. I feel like
For
also
sure.
her and Vanilla Mace.
Yeah, like because streaming is a little different than YouTube, but I feel like the properties are still the same, and people can still get canceled on Twitch even though it's like live or whatever. But
Yeah,
if you
totally.
because there's VODs and people are clip maxing, so they spread like wildfire.
Okay, we're getting close to like 50-minute mark. Do we want to start transitioning into the beauty community a little bit so we have kind of a groundwork for our episode next?
We can lay some groundwork for the beauty community because
Yeah.
so I think for context, and I think I've said this earlier, but I don't even remember because we've been talking for a bit. YouTube is that platform, period, right? There's so many, and what I mean by sides of YouTube is different types of content. So we talked about like gacha content. We talked about like lifestyle content or baking content like Rosanna Pansino or vlogging content. Some people vlog, right? The beauty community on YouTube is big as the galaxy, okay? It is as diverse and sporadic as God knows what. But even with the like the amount of creators there are as a whole, and that includes all the big names and all the small names, just anybody who uploads beauty content, there are like the Mount Rushmores of the beauty community, the founders, if you will, the big names, the big dogs who have been there the longest, who have grown a giant following, who kind of set trends or hop on trends, whatever. And point blank period, it is hard to come back in the beauty community after you've been canceled. And I don't think there's a specific way I can explain everybody who's been canceled because that's just way too many. But this specific case we're going to be talking about next episode is like the most iconic, I think, to me, the most well-known incident of a multiple person like mix and blend of
It's just like
being
this.
canceled. It's just
Hold on.
messy
Let me
boots.
let me just make sure I'm using this word right before I say it.
Yeah.
It's like this. Okay, not really, but it's like this. It's just. It's
It's
just
messy
huge.
boots
It's
is what it
everywhere.
is.
Yeah.
It happened back in like 2019. So a few years ago. It actually had its anniversary and like it's so famous that it has an anniversary. I can't believe I said that. It has an anniversary. It happened May 10th, I think, was like the anniversary of like the first post that started the whole chain reaction of the incident that we call Dramageddon 2 or Sistergeddon. It's kind of all the same things. Technically
And I feel like you really have to like you just have to know it because it's like it's literally it's so it is
yeah,
so like
Expansive.
and I feel like it's kind
insane.
of the perfect catalyst for bringing every topic we've talked about together, and not maybe not fan fiction, but in our first episode we did talk about Coachella, and that's like the setting the scene of the time during when this took place or when the incident happened that started the whole
Yeah.
drama is during Coachella. And Coachella, at least back then, was like very much the thing to go to.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna get into any more details because we'll save that
I
for our
think
last
that's
episode.
good. It's a good
But yeah.
outro. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything additional that you want to add, Lee? I feel like you've been kind of quiet. I feel like Victoria talked a lot, actually.
I'm sorry. Like I have opinions.
No,
I just know
nothing that we
the
could talk
lore.
about now.
Okay. Well, I feel like
Yeah.
we did a pretty good job. I feel like we got kind of like the overall. I feel like we should have a takeaway this episode. What's our takeaway?
We should have a
this episode?
takeaway.
I feel like
Or like a hot
specifically-
take.
a hot take or a takeaway from this from unmonitored screen time. That's what we'll end on.
Okay. Do you want to go first? Since it was your
Um,
idea.
I feel okay. Hot take for me should be I feel not me personally, but, like, the world. I feel like what exactly? I had an idea of where I wanted this to go, but I wasn't exactly sure.
Be mindful about what you say because
Yeah.
somebody's always listening.
Someone's always listening, someone is always watching, not in a creepy way, that's, like, genuine, like, because so many things exist out in social media, not even YouTube. I know we talked about YouTube specifically for this episode, but, like, not
But
even
if
YouTube.
you
I'm
tweet
talking about
something or
yeah,
post something on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, somebody's gonna
we'll
see it.
find
There's
yeah.
always a trail and they will see it. So just be mindful, be a good person. Don't be mean just to be mean. That don't
Right.
don't do
Like,
that.
you
That's
don't
not
know these
cool.
people, you don't know what they're going through, and I get that, like, that's sometimes an excuse that people use all the time, but, like, it's, like, a genuine thing, like, you don't know these people. And that's while that's both one thing to look at, that could be, like, negative, like, "Oh, they're scary, you don't know them," or but also it could be a positive thing, like, "Oh, you don't know them, make a friend," kind of thing, but, like, that's where lines can be kind of interpreted wrong and stuff like that, and so I feel like, especially in the content creation, while I support the full-on fledged creativity from every individual within the creative liberty within the media, I feel like you have to be mindful of yourself, but also be mindful of other people because, again, some of the drama that's, like, made through YouTube is because just of the people you're hanging around or associated with say something wrong once. It could be one word, it could be a sentence, it could be a paragraph, it could be whatever, but if they even say something wrong or what's the word?
Post something.
Post something wrong, then you're linked to it, and I feel like that's something to be aware of. So, yeah.
That remind me of the James Charles situation, and that's not even like
Well, we're gonna talk about
the
that next
current
episode. There's
one.
too much.
But
There's
we
too
can
much,
there's too much. We can
but
mention
it's
it.
still going on.
Yeah, we can
We can just
mention it
say.
in next episode. But that just reminded me has like he's not mindful to people's situations.
Yeah, so next episode, we're gonna be talking about what, Lee?
Armageddon.
Two.
Uh,
Dramageddon. Dramageddon 2 or both
Yeah.
Dramageddon?
No,
Oof.
Dramageddon 2 because
Oh,
Dramageddon 1
Armageddon
doesn't
2.
really pertain to
Armageddon 1
Dramageddon
is,
2.
like, irrelevant.
It's kind of there's only one common denominator between the two, and it's
And
that
it's
one
2.
guy, and I forget his face, but he was just an instigator in 2, so we're talking about Dramageddon 2, or alternatively known as Sistergeddon.
Okay. Well, yay, I'm excited. Just can't wait till next week. Yay. Okay. Bye.
Alright.